एंड ठीक है अभी तो काफ़ी ज़्यादा अवेयरनेस फिर भी थोड़ा सा हो गया है, बट या लाइक आई गेट टू हियर स्टफ लाइक इतने पैसे बर्बाद करके क्या मिले, लाइक जो तुमने 4 साल में सीखा अब तो एक ही साल में सीख लेते हैं इधर मैं करीना।
बट स्टिल थैंक्स। सो ये मेरे साथ सबसे ट्रॉमेटिक स्टोरी मेरी हो गई है एंड आई थिंक दैट वाज द डे। उसके बाद से आज तक आई हैवंट स्केच्ड फॉर श्योर
the category like the Shik Shack Shock wala reel, like I selected that line from a DM, like a person just randomly texted me, hey can you design our life together, and I was like let's create a content out of it. I feel that goal settings और उसमें milestone settings में इतने खो जाते हो as a beginner because everyone asks this question, what's next, and
I'm sorry.
No.
Researchers they do get to travel I guess, so that was one of the reasons कि मुझे पहले researcher बनना था, but लाखों पैसे पानी में गए. So welcome to the podcast, Sakshi.
Thank you for having me here.
How was Jamnagar?
Oh, it was great. It was lovely. The wedding was amazing.
Really?
Yes.
Did you get to meet Rihanna?
Yes, of course.
Okay, jokes apart, you have been traveling all the way from Assam.
Correct.
So how's your life going recently?
It's fun. It's hectic, of course. It's all over the place. Yes, it's all over the place.
So like, do you travel for work or as a...
No, I was traveling for some functions and generally I don't like to mix work with travel. Like if there is the work going on, like if I have to go there specifically for some work, that's fine. But when I travel, I think I don't really go into the process of reading books or maybe sketching or all those process.
Right.
Because I feel travel है यार मजे करो क्यों काम करना है.
Okay, got it. But हाँ मतलब honestly designers की job ऐसी particularly नहीं है ना कि you necessarily need to travel and all. Researchers they do get to travel I guess. So that was one of the reasons कि मुझे पहले researcher बनना था. But लाखों पैसे पानी में गए. So that's why. So first of all I'm like kind of excited for today's podcast.
Same here.
Like your design journey, it got us spike after that reel. We have to talk about it, but sabse pehle I want to start from your college. So you went to Symbiosis Pune.
Yes.
How was college to you?
College, I don't know if I would like to say the word. I should say the word, but yeah, college is a very roller coaster experience. Like honestly, my first year of college was not that great.
First day of your college?
First year of the college. Oh, did I say day? First year of the college itself was not that great. So honestly speaking, I don't come from a design background or from a drawing background, all those stuff. मैंने design लिया, I wanted to do that because I'm always into creativity and all those stuff. But when I went into the college, first year is all about painting and drawing and sketching, live sketch, portraits. मेरे से यहाँ पे एक सर्कल नहीं बनता है ढंग से. आई कैन नॉट मेक अ डूडल फ्रॉम माई इमेजिनेशन एंड आई वॉज एक्सपेक्टेड टू मेक पोर्ट्रेट ऑफ माई क्लासमेट्स. सो आई वॉज वेरी बैड.
Sorry to interrupt you, but हम लोगों के कॉलेज में भी there was this particular subject, product sketching वाला. It's still a nightmare to me. उसकी भी एक बहुत ही weird ass story. Now that we are not in college, we can actually talk about that incident. मेरे जूरी के एक दिन पहले वाला, एक रात पहले वाला. Like we will talk about it. ठीक है? So हाँ, anyways, you don't know sketching at all?
I have improved. But yeah, एक होता है ना वो random sketch, like you just sketch your imagination out. It's not like I am not into that aspect. Right. Like I don't have that much skill sets. But yeah, whatever sketching is required for your branding, for your or to get that creative juice started flowing, that's the basic, like the basic.
वो हो जाता है. then बहुत से लोगों का सॉरी ये पार्ट मुझे थोड़ा बाद में कन्वर्सेशन में लाना था, बट देन नाउ दैट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट इट, बहुत से लोगों का मिसकंसेप्शन है डिज़ाइन को लेके कि मेरी मम्मी को शायद ऐसा लगता है कि डिज़ाइन में मैं एक्चुअली कलर्स और पेंसिल लेके कर रहा हूँ कुछ, बट आई डोंट थिंक सो कि मेरी लाइफ 80% फिग्मा के बाहर और कुछ भी होता है. लाइक बहुत later in my design career I started sketching ऐसा paper और pen पे, वरना वो भी पूरा हो जाता है.
Correct.
So you don't necessarily need to draw because that is art. बहुत से लोगों को लगता है कि design art जैसा है, but it's not the same, right?
Not.
So what do you think? What it takes to be a designer? Do you necessarily need to? Okay, what if you don't know how to draw and all? Because both of us we don't know.
First of all, it's so great to hear कि मेरे जैसा और भी कोई है जिसको drawing करना नहीं आता है and it's in the and he or she is in the design field. So see, again, इसमें ना दो चीज़ें हैं. First thing is, as I said, drawing is not necessary for design. Second is, design is all about problem solving. Like, it's all about from the perspective, like, what's the problem that you're catering and how can you solve it with the perspective of the user who's going to interact with your design.
Okay, can you simplify it for the audience? So,
for example, simple में एक problem है आपके पास, आप उसको creativity से solve कर सकते हो. If yes, then you will move ahead with it. And how will you solve it? The key to that lies in the user you're designing for, not on the drawing aspect or anything. If, for example, if you are a brand who is a very fun brand and want to convey emotions like fun and position your brand as such, so there's a problem. Creativity is the solution there क्योंकि आप visual communication से you can communicate that. And third aspect is to understand आपके audience कौन है.
Right.
Once you understand these three aspects, I think drawing comes on a very later stage. Primary stage is the primary research, the back end to understand the entire process. And second stage is designing. And in the second stage of design, there's two things. See, of course, as you said that आपकी life भी it's in Figma and Figma के ही related में है. Because of the digital laptop, I think even we 80% of the time we work on the laptop, but I feel जो primary level जो sketching है, I'm not saying to sketch out live silhouettes or anything, but एक primary cluttering of paper है, that is 100% required, which is missing because of the digital era. Like I'm sure if you are into UI UX, I'm into design. मैं भी अभी fonts के लिए I open my laptop and I just start writing the brand's name and I start seeing the long list of fonts name कि कौन सा अच्छा लग रहा है कौन सा नहीं लग रहा है वैसे करके और digitally मैं क्या manipulate कर सकती हूँ. So that is wrong. Like I am saying two ways, but that is wrong.
Why
It
so?
kills your creativity. लैपटॉप में आपको जितना टाइम लगता है काम करने में उससे faster you work on paper. So if you have a thought in mind, आप जब तक लैपटॉप खोलोगे आप बैठोगे उस पर काम करोगे your 50% of the creativity is killed. That's why that primary paper and pencil is required just to blabber everything, just to scribble down everything which is coming on your mind, and then you have a lot of options in front of you. You have rubbish in front of you.
So you're talking about logos specifically,
yes,
right?
Yes, or anything, any creative process is what I feel. Because at the time when your creative juices are flowing, you have so many ideas inside your brain कि आपको डिजिटलाइज करने के चक्कर में आप काफी तो उसको स्ट्रीमलाइन ऑलरेडी कर चुके होते हो. वो फिल्टर हो चुका होता है. एग्जैक्टली. इट्स नॉट अनफिल्टर्ड लाइक द podcast we are at. It's not unfiltered.
Right.
So in order to gain that unfiltration, it's very much necessary that you do have a paper pen with you. भले आप एक circle बना रहे हो, even if you have 1-2 lines made there, it's fine. But ultimately, you are detangling through the clutter.
Right.
Yes.
Got it. Okay, going back to the college. College में क्या ये सारी चीजें college से सीखा तुमने?
Yes.
Okay.
This is the process which I learned from college, which I think a design school provides you with all these insights, which maybe a diploma course might not. So this is what is the importance of the college. And again, first year, but ये सब के बारे में नहीं था. First year is about live silhouettes, portraits, or
so
live sketching. Sorry?
How did you overcome that?
How did I overcome on that? First year was a traumatic.
On how did you survive?
Okay, so I'll tell you my entire college life. You'll get to understand the entire.
We have time. Do we have time? Yes, chalo.
Entire graph. First year of college, it was very different. I was always a bookworm. So I did not know that there are no books in design field. I was very less researched. I was not that well researched that time. So I went there and there were no books. Suddenly, you know that 12 years का जो आपका process है कि आप रट्टा मारते हो, आप पेपर पे बैठते हो, करते हो, it's all gone. It's all practical.
Even I don't think we barely had any design related books. Did we ever carry any book to the college? No. Even my parents are surprised कि तुम्हारे पास books कैसे नहीं है, तुम क्या पढ़ रहे हो, तुम कर क्या रहे हो, और ये एक ऐसा कॉलेज है जहाँ एग्जाम्स नहीं होते.
Correct.
है ना?
Correct. So yeah, first year, and I was always a like top grader, like 9 CGPAs and all those stuff. College में आके it dropped down to 5 CGPA. Like for me, my parents, my father always was there to tell me that marks does not matter. So but being a kid जो हमेशा अच्छा स्कोर करता है, उसको आके अचानक से आप 5 CGPA पकड़ा दे रहे हो, क्लास में आप रिकॉग्नाइज ही नहीं हो रहे हो, जबकि इन द स्कूल डेज यू वर वेरी एक्टिव, यू वर नोन इन फ्रंट ऑफ योर टीचर्स, बट कॉलेज में you are no one.
Because I think design college is a totally different ecosystem.
Totally different.
They don't work like any other institution.
Yes.
जो मैं भी पहले रहा हूँ.
Yes.
I've been to music school.
Okay.
वहाँ से थोड़ा बहुत relatable वो लग रहा था. It's more practical. It's only practical, I guess. ऐसे फालतू के jargons नहीं होते.
Yes.
But I also want to talk about कि जितना भी डिज़ाइन कॉलेजेस में पढ़ाते हैं, now that I have a job, I'm working, you have an agency, right? Do we really need all of that?
Yes.
Why so?
See, again, it's a very debatable topic. Like, there are designers out there who don't have a degree, who have never been to a college, but they are doing far amazing than the ones who have a degree. And again, vice versa, भी exist करता है. It's a debatable topic. But what I feel, design college से या degree से, what you get is you get that back end. जैसे मैंने पहले भी बोला था, आपका जो back thought process है ना, वो बहुत strong होता है, क्योंकि you are not working on the outcome. You are working on the problem solving aspect. एंड यू मतलब जो आपका फीडबैक और बहुत चीज़ें होता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल डिज़ाइन इंडस्ट्री इज़ वेरी सब्जेक्टिव. आप आज कुछ बनाओगे, यू विल फील लाइक आज तो मैंने फोड़ दिया, आज तो मैंने क्या डिज़ाइन बनाया, आई एम द बेस्ट. आप क्लाइंट को या किसी को भी दिखाओगे, दे विल जस्ट थ्रो योर वर्क आउट देयर कि ये क्या है, व्हाट्स दिस, ये तो कोई भी बना देगा, स्टफ लाइक दैट. बट आपका वो जो एपेटाइट है फॉर क्रिटिसिज्म डिज़ाइन स्कूल में ऑलरेडी बिल्ड हो जाता है. लाइक 4 years you are there. We were a batch of 50 people approx. So like you are facing criticism from 50 people every now and then. Your work is being displayed after 2 weeks, 3 weeks in front of the entire class. आपके हर मॉड्यूल में different टीचर्स आ रहे हैं, प्रोफेसर्स आ रहे हैं, जिनके different ideologies है, different perspectives है. Right. So you are getting left right from everywhere.
We have like even we have very crazy jury stories. ये मुनीब का तो ट्रॉमा बन गया था एक jury. Like we should cover it someday. Someday we should talk about it. Even I have a crazy jury story. But do you have any?
Luckily no. I know very well. One thing is I know how to cover my flaws. I make sure कि I don't focus on my flaws. I make sure that मैं जिसमें अच्छी हूँ, मैं उसको इतना फोकस पे ला दूँ कि मेरे flaws covered हो जाए. So in jury, luckily I've never had any crazy jury story because the jurors loved me. They used to love me because I used to make sure that I wear the most confident.
I think she's like that one girl in the class, है ना? That one girl जो जिसके साथ कभी बुरा होता ही नहीं है.
नहीं.
Like मेरे स्कूल में भी ऐसे था. ये क्या हो रहा है, मतलब मैं 8th grade में हूँ, मैं 9th में हूँ, 10th में हूँ, वो लड़की कभी फेल होती ही नहीं है.
नहीं, it's not like that. My college graph went from this. It was like this. So I've made sure कि I become that one girl in the jury, because I know कि I'm not that one girl in the class. So I know jury में तो मेरा control है. यहाँ तो it is a controlled atmosphere for me. I'll make sure that narrative मेरे पास हो.
Right.
So that's why. So it's not that about that the journey was very nice and everything was goody. It was
हम लोगों के mostly juries I think group में थे, तो to act, I still question that कि how do like jurors they come to a conclusion कि in a group of 5 people एक particular designer अच्छा है या नहीं, वो कैसे करते हैं?
Like I never had a group jury in 4 years. I had like 1 or 2 मैक्स टू मैक्स, उसमें भी हम लोग 2 से 3 लोग थे मैक्स टू मैक्स. बट इस पे अगेन you will have to, as I said, you will have to manipulate the juror. Like in a group of 5, if you want to be the one to stand out, you will have to make sure कि juror के नज़र पे तुम ही दिखो. तुम अपने 5 ग्रुप पे को कैसे बात करके कैसे तुम बोलते हो कि I'll take this pitch, क्योंकि in a jury of 5 people you divide the entire pitch, you divide the entire presentation, right? This is my part, this is my part, this is my part. That is where you have to understand कि मेरे को कौन सा part लेना है ताकि मैं नज़र के सामने. But yeah, if I, so that is from the student perspective. But from the juror perspective, I think it's very subjective. भाई पूरा design industry is subjective. It is sometimes fair. You'll feel that it's fair, it's unfair.
Okay, I would like to diverge the conversation. जब सब्जेक्टिवनेस की बात होती है ना, तो ये जो जॉब वाला सीन भी हो गया, बहुत से लोग दे आर स्ट्रगलिंग, यू आर नॉट अप्लाइंग फॉर जॉब्स एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट, बट कॉर्पोरेट्स में स्पेसिफिकली अ लॉट ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स, यंग डिज़ाइनर्स, दे आर स्ट्रगलिंग विद जॉब्स. इवन आधे से ज़्यादा पोर्टफोलियो में लगे हुए हैं, उनका पोर्टफोलियो ही नहीं कंप्लीट हो रहा है. एंड आई समटाइम्स सी कुछ मीडियोकर डिज़ाइनर्स भी होते, दे एंड अप गेटिंग अ गुड जॉब, राइट? बिकॉज जब हायरिंग का टाइम होता है ना, इट्स सो सब्जेक्टिव. यू डोंट इवन नो कि अगले बंदे का रिक्वायरमेंट क्या है, तुम वो केटर कर पा रहे हो या नहीं. समटाइम्स यू एंड अप बीइंग एन ओवर अचीवर फॉर दैट पर्टिकुलर रोल, और इसीलिए बहुत सारे लोग कंफ्यूज्ड रहते हैं अपने पोर्टफोलियो के लेके ही, कि उनका पोर्टफोलियो ही नहीं बन रहा है.
करेक्ट.
हम लोगों का एक पॉडकास्ट था तनिषा के साथ, वी डिड डिस्कस पूरा पोर्टफोलियो का ड्रामा, सो यू गाइस शुड चेक दैट आउट समवेयर. सो वो एक चीज़ है. बट जूरी वाज समथिंग प्रिटी न्यू टू मी. नहीं, टेक्निकली नहीं, बिकॉज मेरे म्यूजिक स्कूल में भी ऐसे ही होता था, बट वो बहुत ही इंडिविजुअल था. यू जस्ट प्ले in front of the juror and all of that. So I would like to talk about my crazy story. Yeah. So first of all, sorry Prakash sir. So Prakash sir was our product sketching का professor, right? मुझे sketch करना था, ऐसा लगता था कि मैं हूँ. हाँ, मेरे हाथ चलते ही नहीं है. You asked me to draw straight line, वो होता ही नहीं था. We were asked to pick any 14 random daily life objects and sketch it using उसको क्या बोलते हैं, पर्सपेक्टिव इन ग्रिड लाइन. मुझे वो भी नहीं पता आज तक. ठीक है, इट्स लाइक थीटा, साइन थीटा, कॉस थीटा फॉर मी. ओके, सो समथिंग सिमिलर हैपेंड विद मी, राइट? तो मैं तो गिव अप कर चुका था कि इसमें तो मैं फेल हो ही रहा हूँ, मुझसे नहीं होगा. बट इफ यू आस्क मी टू ड्रॉ समथिंग लाइक फोटोशॉप में करना है वही सेम चीज, शैडोज, हाईलाइट्स, ब्ला ब्ला ब्ला, वो सारा मुझसे हो जाएगा. इवन मैं फिग्मा में बना दूंगा. So we have Ubang here. Okay, she's still in college, so I won't talk about एक part. We did a trade. ठीक है, I helped her with one of her assignments. और मैंने इसको बोला कि ये मैं नई ड्राइंग बुक लेकर आया हूँ, just puke your creativity in. जो आता है बना दो, ठीक है. सो ऐसा कुछ तो था, 14 ऑब्जेक्ट्स एंड आई थिंक 5 बड़े ऑब्जेक्ट्स बनाने थे, कुछ ऐसा था. आई डोंट क्लियरली रिमेंबर, इट्स बीन एन ईयर नाउ. तो मैंने इससे बनवाया थोड़ा बहुत. शी डम्प्ड मी एंड देन आधे बनाकर इसने मुझे दे दिया. एंड आई लाइक व्हाट द हेल डू आई डू, मेरे आधे ऑब्जेक्ट्स रह गए. फिर मैं इसके पास वापस आया. सो वी यूज्ड टू लिव थोड़ा दूर बैक देन. इससे मैंने पूरा स्केचेस बनवा कर मैंने ऑटो लिया यहाँ से और अपने घर जा रहा था. ठीक है, रात के 12 या 1 बजे हुए, 1 बजे, हम लाइक 1 या 2 बजे हुए. ठीक है, मैं इतना खुश था मैं लाइफ में कि मेरी ड्राइंग बुक में 15 या 16 ऑब्जेक्ट्स विद पर्सपेक्टिव, आई हैव इट रेडी. आई वाज द हैप्पीएस्ट. मैं अपने फ्लैट तक ऊपर तक गया एंड आई रियलाइज कि मेरा पूरा असाइनमेंट कल सुबह जूरी है, 7-8 बजे सुबह जूरी है, रात के 2 बजे मेरा असाइनमेंट ऑटो के साथ चला गया. पूरा का पूरा असाइनमेंट. एंड आई कॉल्ड अप ऑन अनन, ही वाज हियर. I gave up. I'm like, Alan, I'm not showing up on the jury. मेरे से नहीं होगा. Like, इतना मेरा हालत खराब हो गई थी रात में. फिर लाइक सरप्राइजिंगली अनंत के घर पे भी जितने भी डिज़ाइन स्टूडेंट्स हैं उन लोग रिलेट करेंगे कि जूरी के एक दिन पहले क्रेजी होता है, एक रात पहले. सो इसके घर पे वी हैड अ ग्रुप ऑफ 7 or 8 पीपल बैठे हुए थे. And I was so freaking hopeless. मैंने अनंत को बोला कि how do even I show up to the jury, right? मैं लेकर गया सारे पेजेस नई ड्राइंग बुक के फाड़े. 7 लोगों में सबको ऑलमोस्ट ड्राइंग आती थी. सबको एक एक पेपर दे और सब ने मेरे लिए एक या दो ऑब्जेक्ट्स स्केच किए थे.
Great.
And that's how I did show up to the jury. But still thanks. So ये मेरे साथ सबसे ट्रॉमेटिक स्टोरी मेरी हो गई है. And I think that was the day. उसके बाद से आज तक I haven't sketched for sure. But I would like to pick up that as a hobby someday.
Same.
Now I want to challenge myself.
Yes.
मुझे सीखना है. Yeah. Anyways, so college की बातें कर ली. College के बाद like so you are originally from Assam, right?
Correct.
And you're a Marwadi too.
Yes, I am a Marwadi.
How is it that possible? Assam में होता है Marwadi?
Yes, Assam is surprisingly there's a lot of Marwadi, like especially the city I live in, Guwahati. Like my parents are from Rajasthan, so my father shifted to Assam at a very early age with barely approx, I don't know, say 200, 300 rupees at that time when he was just like 18 years old, 17 years old. So that's how like my family located in Assam.
So how does your family look up to design as a industry?
Honestly, my parents personally are very supportive. Like my father was the one who said, after 12, I don't want you to go for CA, CS or all these courses. I don't want you to be stuck within books. कि भाई बुक लेके बैठे रहो जब भी. I want you to do something practical, and I think I always had that creative edge with me. So he was very supportive. Coming to the extended family, of course, there's little bit of lack of knowledge, and not only the family but even the locality there, Guwahati mein. People are not even aware that a bachelor's degree in design exists. Even I was not, honestly speaking. Like even till 12, I used to think कि graphic design करना है, so I'll go to like places like Mac Arena. I'll take 1 year का diploma, and that's fine. I mean,
I think Mac was the one of the very first institutions जो ये 3D animations और VFX लेकर आया था इंडिया में.
Yes. So मेरे को भी वही लगता था, but after research and everything I got to know that a bachelor's degree exists. And ठीक है, अभी तो काफ़ी ज़्यादा awareness फिर भी थोड़ा सा हो गया है, but yeah, like I get to hear stuff like इतने पैसे बर्बाद करके क्या मिले, लाइक जो तुमने 4 साल में सीखा अब तो 1 ही साल में सीख लेते हैं इधर मैक अरीना में. लाइक आई वाज डूइंग एन इंटर्नशिप इन गुवाहाटी ड्यूरिंग लॉकडाउन जस्ट फॉर फन टू अंडरस्टैंड गुवाहाटी मार्केट. सो देयर वाज अ डिज़ाइनर हु केम टू विजिट दैट कंपनी फॉर सम रीजन, एंड वी वर चैटिंग एंड शी सेड मी दिस लाइन, 4 साल मतलब so much of money, लाखों के पैसे
पानी में गए छटाक.
Why? I mean, it's such a waste of time. And I did not say anything to her at that time because I was, I myself was still figuring out at that time. I was very underconfident. I did feel bad, but yeah. But now that I know the importance, so I mean, it's non-debatable. I think she must be looking, and yeah.
Okay. ठीक है. So college के बाद did you like directly start, because many people who might be watching this podcast who follow you as well, I'm sure most of them, they know you for your reel, right? I want to talk about that as well, but I also want to know कि content you started, you picked it up first या फिर पहले you did agency वाला work?
No, I picked up content first. I picked it up during lockdown. Just for fun. Again, I used to love making reels and everything.
You were in college back then?
I was at home during lockdown.
No. But your college got over?
Yes. No. College was there. I was in second year. Like second year, second sem. So I was like, why not make reels on this subject? And again, see, Guwahati is a very small place. Everyone knows everyone. So I had that fear initially कि क्या लोग क्या सोचेंगे, वो लोग बात बनाएंगे, नॉट लोग क्या सोचेंगे बट वो बात बनाएंगे, will I not become a meme or मतलब something like that.
And you purposely chose to be one. now?
E-
I think will it be considered as a meme only ना? वो meme से ही तो originate हुआ था वो वाला
yes,
reel,
yes,
right?
yeah.
हाँ.
It was a fun game.
हाँ.
I mean, वैसे करके. So yeah, but then I was like, you know, कितने ही दिन बात कर लेंगे, कितने दिन मजाक उड़ा लेंगे, 2 दिन, 1 हफ्ता, उसके बाद if they don't give a damn, why should I? So I just started out randomly. Lockdown में I posted 2 to 3 reels, and उस time तो you used to post within 3 seconds it used to go to like 5,000 views because the entire world was on Instagram at that time. So yeah, that's how I started creating content. But then I think I've never been a good management person. Now I am trying to, but that time I was not. तो मेरे लिए it used to become या तो मैं पढ़ाई करूँ, या तो मैं कॉलेज करूँ, या मैं assignments करूँ, या मैं Instagram करूँ. So I used to do you know, say vertical stacking of my work, कि one after one after one. तो वो नहीं हो रहा था basically. The content was very inconsistent. Yes, and after my college finished, I was like, now is the time. I have no excuses. College तक I had excuse कि college है, jury है, assignments है, internship है. But if not now, Sakshi, then never.
So it was after college that you took content game seriously?
Seriously, yes. उसके पहले भी I was very active. Like I was managing Bombay में after internship, weekends पे I used to shoot 1-2 reels. I used to upload, but not that professionally. मतलब I was posting for the sake of being active, for the sake of posting for the algorithm कि हाँ ये है जिंदा. But yeah, after college I started full-fledged.
Okay, so were you confident enough कि okay, did you like you wanted to be recognized as a designer, or like since we are doing it to promote कि okay design एक चीज़ है, बस ऐसे ही नहीं है, it's not a like it's not a condiment, right? So like what was your intent to start, and what is your intent currently to do content?
So I love making content. So this is something which is non-negotiable for me. Like itna I don't have that thought ki you know, I want to gain this. But one thing, you know, which is now inside the entire perspective and the entire field is I really want to promote branding and design in the northeast aspect of the region. Okay. So I think, you know, after seeing my, because like it happened once, like in Guwahati only, I went for a dance workshop and a random girl came up to me and she was like, दीदी आप वही हो ना जो डिज़ाइन बनाते हो डालते हो. And I was like, it was so random, and I think I just had 500 or 600 followers at that time. Okay. And she came and she was like, मेरे को भी यही करना है, can you please share your contact?
How does that feel when you get recognized for being a designer?
It feels amazing. And especially in a city like Guwahati, like you know, अगर कोई बॉम्बे या इधर पुणे वगैरह में कोई आके मेरे को बोलेगा तो I'll be like, of course I'll be happy क्योंकि कोई मेरे को recognize करे. But design वाला aspect इतना मेरे को
I don't personally but I don't think कि किसी भी designer को who is not a content creator कोई पहचानता भी होगा.
Yes, right? That is the harsh
that's very rare.
Yes.
So that's how you started your content, and then agency start करने का कब सोचा?
Once you are active in your content game, you get a lot of work, you get exposed to a lot of networks जो single-handedly manage करना is not possible at all. And I strongly believe that to excel in something, there is like 3 rules. It's like delegation, outsourcing, and specialization. So I am specializing in branding. If I have another requirement of illustrations, मान लो मेरे को आज कोई illustrations वगैरह बनाना है, और if I
okay,
want
wait,
to
can you these 3 steps or concepts, can you like take your time and then explain it कि क्या होता है ये?
Sure. So specialization is basically, चलो we are into a creative industry, graphics, right? Now graphic मतलब क्या? Graphic मतलब आप WhatsApp का flyer बना रहे हो, आप logo बना रहे हो, आप packaging बना रहे हो, आप brochure design कर रहे हो, आप children books illustrate कर रहे हो, आप magazine बना रहे हो, आप newspaper design कर रहे हो. Graphic is anything and everything which can be communicated visually, right? So in this wide variety of fields, what are you specializing at? Because एक बंदा हर किसी में अच्छा हो, that's impossible.
True.
और अगर हो भी तो nowadays स्पेशलाइजेशन की ही लोग रुपया दे रहे हैं.
And that's one thing I feel most of these designers, budding designers, and I see a lot of people even in my circle, even मुझे भी पहले लगता था कि मुझे बहुत सारी चीज़ें पता होना it's important,
Yes.
right? But that doesn't work. While creating portfolio,
Yes. Yes.
portfolio में people just for the sake of having number of projects.
Correct.
Because मेरे college में भी it was a very multidisciplinary design college, ठीक है. So बहुत ही अलग अलग टाइप के मुझे डिज़ाइन डिसिप्लिन्स पढ़ने के लिए मिले, और मुझे तो पता भी नहीं था कि पोर्टफोलियो जैसी कोई चीज़ होती है, राइट. तो पोर्टफोलियो बनाने के लिए एक डिज़ाइन थिंकिंग का प्रोजेक्ट ले लिया, एक मैंने सर्विस डिज़ाइन का ले लिया, एक UI UX और ऑल ऑफ दैट. दैट्स वेयर आई रियलाइज कि नो, दिस इज नॉट गोना वर्क.
Yes.
एंड अभी भी ये सोचकर मुझे अजीब सा लगता है कि लाइक हम लोगों को बोला गया था कि एटलीस्ट कुछ नंबर ऑफ प्रोजेक्ट्स तो हो. ओके, नंबर इज ओके, बट देन वो नंबर एक स्पेशलाइज फील्ड का होना ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है फॉर द अदर पर्सन टू अंडरस्टैंड, क्योंकि इसको कुछ एक चीज़
Yes.
अच्छे से आती है.
Yes.
And that too, once you like land onto a job or work, you learn by doing that as well. Now that I have a full-time job alongside this, so उसमें भी मुझे काफ़ी कुछ अब सीखने के लिए मिल रहा है जो
Yes.
मैंने शायद कॉलेज में नहीं किया होगा. So yeah, specialization number one.
Yes. Second is outsourcing. अगर आपको कुछ चीज़ नहीं आती है and क्योंकि sometimes what happens like एक क्लाइंट आपके पास आता है, दे बिकम वेरी कंफर्टेबल एंड कॉन्फिडेंट विथ यू. मान लो मैं ब्रांडिंग करती हूँ बट दे वांट एक लोगो विच इज़ अ मैस्कॉट लोगो. अब मैं उनको उस टाइम अगर बोलूँगी कि आई डोंट नो हाउ टू ड्रॉ एनीथिंग, दैट्स नॉट गोना वर्क, राइट? सो देन आई विल आउटसोर्स द वर्क.
That creates a wrong impression.
Yes, I'll outsource the work. I'll find a guy who is good at illustrations, character designing, and I'll get the work done. So that is outsourcing. And third is delegation. If you have a team, it's similar to outsource. Delegation, outsource is much more like outhouse, like outside your team, freelancing.
That's
and
more like an extended collaboration.
Yes, correct. And delegation is like if you have a team of 5 to 6 people, how do you delegate your work? Like again, branding ka agar if you get work, there are 3 phases. There's this primary research part, then there's this design part, then there's this brainstorming, execution. So, and then client pitching again. So, ये 4 कैटेगरी में you need to delegate your work वेरी करेक्टली कि ये बंदा रिसर्च पे अच्छा है, इसको रिसर्च पे बैठाओ, ये प्लानिंग ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग पे अच्छा है तो विल सिट ऑन द क्रिएटिव आइडिएशन पार्ट, एंड इफ ही और शी इज गुड एट द डिजिटल एग्जीक्यूशन पार्ट, क्योंकि अगेन फोटोशॉप, इलस्ट्रेटर, all these are skill sets. Not everyone can be good at it. Even I am not that great at it. I have people who work on that, and I work on the planning stage, brainstorming stage, edition stage. And then fourth is like client pitch, and who is going to be the face of your agency, who is going to be the face of the brand.
So like how many people do you have in your
Currently we have 5.
Okay.
Yeah, and all of them are sitting online, like,
okay,
and
virtual ho raha hai.
Yes, and
Okay.
that is what I think I want to change. I want an in-house team in Guwahati, which is
Okay.
very difficult task there, क्योंकि first of
Designers from Guwahati.
yeah, because first of all एक तो skill sets थोड़ी सी there's a lack of skill sets. ऐसे Northeast is a madhouse of talent. Like if you'll see, but they don't know the right word, they don't know how to channelize it. That's the first thing. Second thing is they don't have a long-term thinking. Like for them, a job is just a job. Like they don't have that attachment, that attachment that, you know, I want to work with this company, I want to be associated with it. This is not a job. This is, you know, something which you're working coordinatedly, and so
Yeah.
wo cheez there's missing. So yeah, but I do want to have a in-house, like virtual of course, because it opens a lot of doors. But in-house, I do dream of having a good team of at least 6 to 7 people in Guwahati, in my
Yeah.
office.
That would be great.
Yes.
And I wish luck with that. Since we're talking about agency, a lot of people, fresh college graduates, they are wanting to build their own firm as well. So would you suggest like what all it takes to start thinking of an agency? And if you faced any challenges while starting out?
Okay. So personally talking about myself, I did not have that much challenges in terms of, you know, getting clients or all those areas, because I was active on Instagram. Aaj ke din pe, if you want to be recognized, as you said, or if you want to be out there, you have to have a social media account. You have to put your work out there. You have to be visible. You have to make sure that you create your channels out there. So in terms of that, I always had a good client base, and I purposely shifted from Bombay to my hometown because I have my networks there. I have my parents' network there. It's a small place with,
so you made use of it.
Yes. And so I took that small town advantage. And of course there are challenges, as I told you, that making a team, and first of all, in a place where I'm starting, making them that understand that specialization बोल के एक चीज़ है, it's a huge task for them. Graphic design मतलब ये तो हर गली वली में होते हैं, तुमने कौन सा वो उखाड़ लिया है, you know, everyone's like you've done BDes, BCom नहीं किया है, BBA नहीं किया है, डिजाइनिंग ठीक है, बट बैचलर्स मतलब BDes मतलब बैचलर्स इन
quite weird कि डिजाइन एजुकेशन को ऐसे साइड चिक समझ के रखा हुआ है ना.
yes I think small cities में थोड़ा और ज़्यादा वो है.
But that is our like intent कि through these conversations वो चीज़ें, because content का you never know, it reaches to a tier 2-3 cities, so वो होगा someday, it will happen.
Correct.
And this is quite surprising कि you were in Bombay but then you chose to go back all the way Guwahati, and then now it's pretty settled. That's nice. So you also content में you also create hacks wale videos and all of that. I see many young designers, aspiring designers, jo abhi who couldn't make it to design schools for whatever reason. Okay, I always wanted to ask this question to someone who is into creation of hacks wale videos. There are a lot of people I've tried connecting with but couldn't. So hack wale video क्यों होने चाहिए, मतलब क्यों होते ही क्यों है, and whom are these hack videos meant for? Because Figma में भी ना बहुत से लोग पढ़े, मेरे भी DMs में आते हैं कि कोई Figma का ट्रिक भेज दिया. Honestly मेरे काम में I rarely use it. I mean, that is not the only thing I can rely on.
Correct.
So can you talk about hacks wale videos?
Okay, so hacks wala video is for, you know, I'll not say for budding designers, but for designers who are there from like using that software for approx like 2 to 3 years. But these softwares are so vast that जिसने बनाया होगा ना उनको भी 100% नहीं आता होगा. ये इतना vast है. Photoshop, Illustrator, you can make, you know, uncountable use from that.
True that.
So these hacks are for someone who are regularly interacting with that interface. And you know, sometimes it happens क्योंकि मैं भी जब hacks कभी discover करती हूँ, I'm like, okay, I'm using this software from 4 years, but I did not know. Like ये simple task करने के लिए भी I used to do this 3 to 4 5 steps, जबकि it could be done from with this one step. And that's when I realized कि let me make a reel out of it. And after the hacks वाला reel, a lot of guys, you know, मेरे को बोले है, who's like senior from me, like my office seniors have texted that we are 10 years into designing and we still did not know this. So hacks वाले reels are for them जो regularly उस interface से interact कर रहे हैं. And like if I post 10 hacks, बहुत बार ऐसा हो सकता है कि people might find 6 उसमें से यूजलेस, 4 उनके लिए वो यूजफुल होता है, और जो जिनके लिए 6 यूजलेस होता है किसी के लिए वो भी यूजफुल होता है. इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द यूज केस. तो हैक्स इज मेनली टारगेटेड फॉर दैट. Plus, see, honestly speaking, like without any filter and all, hacks gives traction on your Instagram page a lot, because people feel that the shares.
See, like if it's your job to get traction, you gotta do stuff.
Yes,
like,
of course.
And that too, I don't think it's unethical to create hacks. Somewhere किसी ना किसी को तो वो help कर ही रहा होगा.
Exactly.
And because हम लोग हर podcast में I do talk about designers coming up and then have a conversation. At least someone is doing, right? And your content especially, it's fun. It's not that bland, because बहुत ही ज़्यादा techy nerdy content personally, since we are into content creation now, I do realize कि बहुत ज़्यादा nerdy content भी नहीं चलता है.
नहीं चलता
so
है.
kudos for that. I also wanted to ask, अभी मैंने recently I saw one of your reel about a client का text. So what all sorts of DMs do you get?
Client का text और शिक्षा शॉक
हाँ.
one. Okay, so पहले the DMs were very normalized and very वो, but once your reel goes viral, no, your DMs are flooded, and it's flooded with all kinds of people. Like majority is there curious people out there, you know, asking ki where have you studied from, what can we do. I got a lot of DMs from parents as well that, you know, my child wants to do designing, we are very scared, is there any.
Why they are scared?
See, again, India hai, design ka, I'll tell you, everyone knows career like CA, CS, doctor, engineer, you know, architects exist. Design का it's like it's an induced demand market. तुम बीमार हो, तुमको पता है डॉक्टर के जाना है, तुमको टैक्स का कुछ इशू है, यू नो CA पे जाना है, एवरीवन नोज दैट. जैसे उनको पता है कि दिन में मेरे को खाना खाना है, पानी पीना है, वैसे डिज़ाइन, अगेन आई एम टॉकिंग नॉट अबाउट द बिग पीपल हु एस्पायर टू बिकम अ ब्रांड, दे नो, उसके लिए नहीं मैं बोलूँ, जनरल पीपल के लिए आई एम टेलिंग यू द मेजॉरिटी, डिज़ाइन इज अ इंड्यूस मार्केट. दे डोंट नो कि उनको उनका रिक्वायरमेंट है. यू एज अ डिज़ाइनर यू विल हैव टू क्रिएट दैट डिमांड कि आप ये ब्रांड खोल रहे हो, आपको ये करना पड़ेगा. उनको नहीं पता कि उनको ये करना है या करना चाहिए या उसका कोई यूज केस है. सो दैट्स व्हाई यू नो पेरेंट्स और एनीथिंग, इवन क्लाइंट्स, लाइक कभी अगर I see a lot of opportunities in my hometown or somewhere, and when I approach them, they are like कि नहीं ज़रूरत नहीं है, but I make sure कि मैं उनको वो मेरे से काम करवाए चाहे मत करवाए, but at least उनको वो होना चाहिए कि oh I need this for my brand. So वही पेरेंट्स का, that's why they are scared कि you know is design the good market or not, वो वाला चीज़ है. So that was one kind of DM. Second was you know again clients like asking for the price list and everything, like you get leads. And third is the category like the Shiksha Shock wala reel, like I selected that line from a DM, like a person just randomly texted me, hey can you design our life together, and I was like let's create a content out of it. And then there was like, then you get DMs like you know सिर्फ डिज़ाइन ही करते हो या चाय कॉफ़ी भी पीते हो या something like that. So there is this another section of crowd where your DMs are like filled. I got a I'll maybe you know show my phone later. I got a DM like it's pure chat GPT. Mashallah, you are this that ये वो है, then full
no way,
jaw-droppingly, mind-blowingly, poppingly, something. So there is that kind of, जिसके कारण you know आपके important messages कहीं ना कहीं छूट जाते हैं because
माशाल्लाह क्या डिजाइन करते हो, like that's such a weird start of a lead. I mean मुझे भी DM करो. That's crazy, man. Nice.
So, yes, there is this.
So अभी के लिए how is it going? What do you think? What's next for Sakshi Goyal Design?
Honestly, I don't think that seriously when it comes to creativity. Like if you say next step, of course I have my agency. I told you that I do want to have a team of people out there. But you know, I feel that goal settings और उसमें milestone settings में इतने खो जाते हो as a beginner, because everyone asks this question, what's next? And
I'm sorry.
No, not for that. But yeah, you get so much pressurized कि कहीं ना कहीं you are so tensed about setting the noun that you forget about doing the verb. कि मेरे को ये बनना है, ये करना है, वो करना है. But yeah, primary for what next is like I'm joining business organizations in Guwahati. Like my prime motive has become to spread that thing कि भाई अगर branding का कुछ भी काम है, to create that market of branding there or anywhere else. Basically big cities में भी ये problem होती है कहीं ना कहीं to convince that. So I want कि you know like with influencers like me, and there are a lot of people out there on Instagram who are trying to create content on this topic as well. वो market, वो induced demand वाला जो market है, that becomes little less induced कि हाँ अगर brand खोल रहे हो तो आपके दिमाग में आ जाना चाहिए कि मेरे को एक brand designer चाहिए.
So how do they perceive it in Guwahati अभी?
It's mixed. So yeah, वहाँ पे see graphic design के लिए market it's very open minded. Honestly, people are running behind social media services. I don't know why. For some reason they are like, मेरे महीने का 10-12 हज़ार ले लो, बस 5-6 पोस्ट डाल दो, दिवाली का हैप्पी दिवाली, हैप्पी होली, एंड उनको लगता है मेरा डिजिटल मार्केटिंग हो गया. मतलब उनको लगता है हाँ मैं ब्रांड बन गया हूँ, मेरा एक प्रेजेंस है मार्केट में जस्ट बाय पोस्टिंग दिवाली होली का post, like no moment marketing, very less. There are agencies, there are 2 to 3 agencies who are trying to bring a change in the digital marketing wala area, but my main challenge in their market is I've created a particular niche. I've selected a particular niche, branding and packaging. So uske liye I have automatically reduced my size of market to a very small proportion.
But that's how you're promoting yourself,
yes.
Right? Doesn't mean you don't work apart from branding and packaging.
I don't know.
You don't?
I don't.
Okay.
Currently I don't. But in future, I might be open to other line of services if you want to become. Again, yeah, you'll have to choose your battle. I feel in the hustle bustle of the entire competition race, rat race, you feel कि मैं अगर एजेंसी खोल रही हूँ तो मेरे पास सब होना चाहिए, ब्रांडिंग, पैकेजिंग, वो कंपनी का डिजिटल मार्केटिंग, वेबसाइट डेवलपमेंट, मेरे को सब मैं प्रोवाइड करूँगी. बट देन अगेन स्पेशलाइजेशन कहाँ है? इट ऑल कम्स फ्रॉम द इनसिक्योरिटी ऑफ नॉट गेटिंग वर्क. पीपल थिंक कि अगर मैं एक पर्टिकुलर नीश पकड़ लूँगा एज एन एजेंसी और एज अ फ्रीलांसर, मेरे को खाली वर्क ऑफ स्कोप कम हो जाएगा. नहीं, देर आर लॉट ऑफ कंपनीज ग्लोबली. आपको उसी टारगेट मार्केट पे क्यों अटकना है? इफ यू आर फ्रॉम इंडिया, आप खाली इंडिया या पर्टिकुलर सिटी का मार्केट क्यों देखते हो? ग्लोबली योर मार्केट इज ओपन. ग्लोबली एवरी डे इतने कंपनीज रजिस्टर होते हैं. आपको महीने का अगर मैं 1% ऑफ वर्क भी आपको मिल जाएगा, आप नहीं कर पाओगे खाली ब्रांडिंग और ब्रांडिंग का ही, और एनी पर्टिकुलर नीश विच यू आर केटरिंग टू. सो दैट इनसिक्योरिटी इज द biggest trigger. It can be the trigger for your motivation or for your demotivation. Anything. So Guwahati mein I think there is that issue of branding or packaging wala niche कि अरे वो तो ठीक है, and plus no one likes to give you money. Like digital marketing, वो social media post के लिए they are fine giving like 15K 16K month.
What I've realized, because even before getting into like a job now, I'm working as full time. उसके पहले भी फ्रीलांस वाले मेरे टाइम पे यही होता था कि क्लाइंट्स दे लुक एट टेंजिबल आउटपुट्स एंड दे आर रेडी टू पे फॉर दैट. ये होता है. जब तक उनको ऐसा डिजाइन दिखेगा नहीं ना स्क्रीन पे, दे डोंट थिंक, बट दे डोंट रियली नो व्हाट ऑल इट टेक्स इसके पीछे. एंड दैट्स one thing I appreciate your content for, because you're not just showing what you have done, you do show उसके पीछे का BTS.
yes.
And I'm sure वो सिर्फ डिजाइनर्स के पास नहीं, जो भी prospect clients होते होंगे तो उनको वो चीज़ें समझ में आती होंगी.
Yes, exactly.
And again, I'm sure जो briefing होती है उस टाइम पे you must be discussing, right? So how do clients react to all these creative processes?
I think
do they really care?
Yes, they do. Even if they don't, it's your job to make them care about the process. क्योंकि अगेन वो तो बस फाइनल आउटकम देखेंगे, बोलेंगे अच्छा लग रहा है, बुरा लग रहा है, एक बार में हाँ ना. दे डोंट नो व्हाट ऑल वेंट बिहाइंड इट. सो विल इन्फॉर्म देम, विल इन्फॉर्म देम. आप डॉक्टर के पास जाते हो, वो आपका पूरा एनालिसिस करता है, आपको बताता है ये हो रहा है, इस वजह से हो सकता है, अब आपको ये कराओ. सो अ डिज़ाइनर, लाइक माई HOD फ्रॉम माई कॉलेज यूज्ड टू से कि एक डिज़ाइनर इज लाइक अ डॉक्टर. Like a designer's job is as serious as a doctor's job. It's like life taking. It can give someone new life, or it can take someone's life. That time all of us used to, sorry sir, but that time all of us used to make fun like कि क्या designer and doctor को कहाँ comparison ही नहीं है. But now when I see from the practical aspects, it is. जैसा आपने बोला कि प्रोसेस के लिए दे डू केयर अबाउट द प्रोसेस एंड दे रिएक्ट वेरी वेल. लाइक टिल नाउ वट एवर क्लाइंट्स आई हैव गॉटन, सबसे मेरे को जो प्राइमरी फीडबैक मिलता है इज दे लव द वे आई प्रेजेंट, दे लव how I make them explain कि if there is this circle in your logo which we've created, that is either for a purpose or for aesthetics, but you should know why we've placed there.
ऐसे क्लाइंट्स भगवान हर एक फ्रीलांसर और एजेंसी को दे. Okay, all right, I think that is it.
Yes,
it was really nice. I wanna do that छपाक वाला. मुझे पहले बताओ like how it okay this would be I think the last thing I want to talk about that specific reel. How did it feel when it actually made it to the news? What was your reaction?
It felt amazing. Honestly, I always analyze two aspects of everything. One was I was wanting this break from a very long time because I always knew it just takes one reel to get you that traction. That one reel is what takes it all. तो जब उस पे जो traction मिला था, it was amazing. I mean, even my parents, even my father was like, we were all so shocked कि क्या ये रील सच्ची में इतना ट्रैक्शन डिजर्व करता है. क्योंकि अगेन दिस इज द सेकंड साइड. Honestly, I have put in so much efforts on all my reels उसके पहले. Like if you'll see my content उसके पहले I professionally मैं shoot करवा रही हूँ. I'm giving a proper scripting day, editing and everything. And there were a lot of other contents, potential contents जिसको I really thought कि वो blow up हुए. But उसमें 1000 views, 800 views, 1200 views पे रुक गया. No traction at all. And this reel was something I created in 10 minutes.
Right.
Like मेरा शूट स्केड्यूल नहीं हो पा रहा था विथ माई वीडियोग्राफर. सो आई जस्ट टुक माई फोन कैमरा. आई वॉज लाइक इट्स बीन अ वीक, लेट मी पोस्ट एंड दिस इज ट्रेंडिंग. एंड आई जस्ट लाइक विद इन 5 minutes आई जस्ट scripted this, I created this and I posted this.
Let's do something similar after this podcast. We'll post it on our social media for sure.
Yes. So and it went viral.
Viral तक तो ठीक है. Like I was surprised कि which news channel was that?
India Today.
India posted it, right?
Yes.
So why did they? मुझे पूरा context नहीं पता.
So India Today just created a reel about saying what this trend is about. So they first talked about the trend, that this trend was created by this group of people, this group of boys who were playing casually, and then their reel went viral. And then they were showcasing how different creators interpreted that a particular area in their own way. So that's where when my reel was featured, and it was a good airtime. Like if I see other creators who were featured, there were a lot of creators who were featured on that particular reel, but I was among like 2 to 3 creators jinka airtime was very good. Like I got a good
so
good
airtime. Like, Mummy, I made it to I made it to the TV now.
Yes.
You did?
I was, yes.
Family groups में कैसा reaction था?
Mixed. I mean, yeah, because there was one side of the crowd was like, oh wow, that's great, and one side of the crowd was like, figure out इस reel में है क्या जो इसको इतना वो traction मिला. Because that's that older section of people who don't understand trends, who don't understand this relatable funny content. उनके लिए it's like every content has to have some logic behind it. So it's mixed.
But like I really love this fact कि while creating awareness or even educating a group of people, you're bringing that entertainment. If any of you guys know Easy Snippet, क्या नाम है उसका, वो memes लेता है. Okay. And then एकदम से spontaneously he comes up on the face and he starts to teach programming.
Okay.
Coding.
Oh yes. Correct.
What's his name? Not sure.
I got your point. There's this another graphic designer who is following the same format, that he's taking like 2 to 3 seconds का some trending clip and अचानक से he pops out.
But it actually works for them, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's bringing them traction.
Traction आना मतलब important है, because ultimately I told you, right, it's not unethical to not do it.
Yes.
Because ultimately whatever you want to deliver in whatever format, if it's working for you, करो. और हम भी बनाएंगे अभी. Okay, so that is it from my side. Thanks a lot for coming on the show. How was your experience?
It was great. I was very nervous, but I was very excited. Like this was the first time I was talking about stuff, out loud for the public and very unfiltered. So yeah, but I was very excited because I always wanted to do this. Like if you'll see my vision board of 2024, I do have some photos where I'm sitting on a chair in front of some audience and all that with a mic. So I think this is the first step.
Okay, chalo, we did for you. We have audience. I'm gonna boost the sound. Chalo. That's it. Thanks for coming on the podcast.
Thank
Sakshi.
you. Thank you
I would
for
love
having
to have
me.
you again.
Yes.
Chalo.